It was like Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Texas Chainsaw Massacres, because they had the New Line license. And Ben was super into horror movies. And I remember just like talking, the two of us just started talking about horror comics. And like during that trip right there in the room, he was like, hey, do you want to try out for like 2 issues of Friday the 13th? And I was like, yeah!
Yep.
Woo!
Yep.
I had to go home and I did a bunch of tests. And they loved the tests. And I got to do this issue with Josh Fialkov.
I remember
And
the
this
test.
is the last. Unfortunately, this is the last issue of Friday the 13th because then they lost the New Line license. But I had found out from Ben.
They did one issue?
Yeah, after this, it all died.
Oh, wow.
So I found out from Ben that they had talked about me wanting to like continue because my style was so radically different than everyone else that was drawing for that book, and I caught all kinds of flack on this book because everyone thought that I drew very cartoony. But I was just trying to draw like Jack Davis and EC horror, right? I was trying to do a complete retro thing. This was also one of the first books that started doing retro stuff with like dot patterns and all the rest of it.
Oh, yeah.
So this is it. This is my very first published comic ever. And it was with Wildstorm, who at that time had become DC. And it is a story about a teenage girl getting abused by her parents, and she ends up having an abusive boyfriend who's punching her in the face. And she decides that she wants to waste this guy. So it's kind of like, it shows a bit of her backstory in high school about her getting teased and kind of like freaking out. And then her parents are drunks and she's just having a bad time. She ends up going out with her boyfriend and seducing him. And then she's about to murder him, or she does, she stabs him. And he's dying. And then who shows up? Jason shows up.
So you know what's interesting to me? I remember when you did these pages, there's stuff about like the way you inked these textures and fabric and stuff that is very close to the way that Cameron was inking at the time.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I know we were sharing a studio, but like if you just covered up some of these faces and stuff, like some of the stuff could be.
Yeah, it was close.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a mentor at that time. I mean, there's a part coming up, and this is cool. She like kills Jason, and then Jason comes back, and there's just this great scene where he's lifting the whole back of her Firebird, and then like chucks it over.
So who decided to do this halftone stuff?
I had talked to Ben about doing the. I was like, I want this to feel like EC horror. I want it to look super retro. And it was actually Darlene Royer.
Okay.
She was, when she heard that, she was like, I want to do something like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a great panel.
Yeah. And then Cameron actually was like, I basically showed this scene to Cameron, and he was like, silhouette that out, have more dark in the fire, you know, to really like pop the contrast. Like, definitely he helped me with that. I remember him talking to me about that panel. But this is, I think, one of my favorite pages. I can't remember if I sold this page. I think I sold that page, but like this was one of my favorite pages in my portfolio for years and years and years because I really had fun drawing it. I love the storytelling in it, that she comes out of the car, gives him like a dirty look. Jason looks at her as she's lighting up the gas that's on the ground, and then it explodes. And then at the end, she thinks she has a rapport with Jason, and oh no!
Please.
Jason beheads her and walks off. And that's the end of her.
A cool first issue.
Lost Boys.
Oh yeah, we don't have that.
Nope. Lost Boys comic. So that was my first published comic ever.
Yeah.